Welcome, I'm Dr. Saida Desile, and today we're exploring redefining femininity through an interview series with people from all over the world. And today, the person I'm interviewing is very near and dear to my heart. We met many years ago. What she's up to is exceptional in this world, and I felt that she would have a really unique perspective on what's happening with women. Atira Tan is a teacher, therapist, activist, and author who has dedicated her life to the recovery of women and children who have experienced sex slavery. Super important work. And she is deeply passionate about empowering and healing the planet to live in wholehearted love and freedom. So welcome, Atira.
Thanks, Saida. I
Yeah,
feel so honored to be here. Thank you.
I'm so excited. Where are you in the world right now?
I'm in Thailand at the moment. I just arrived in Bangkok yesterday.
Fantastic. So we're all over the world. Let's jump in, Atira. Why don't you tell us a little bit, what does femininity mean to you personally?
Wow, that's a great question. That's a great question. Yeah. It's a question that I have I guess it's a bit of a lifelong inquiry, what femininity means to me. And to be honest, for the first half of my life, I had really no idea what femininity even was. And, being Asian and, my mom being Chinese, I grew up in a culture, Asian culture, where, women were viewed as being less equal than men. So, this question was never even in the sphere of my culture or, my life. And it goes back a long way, because my grandmother, she gave away, she had 5 girls and 1 boy, and she gave away 5 of her daughters away to foster care, and she kept her only son. And my mom was the eldest daughter, so she gave my mom away, as well as her sisters. So that wound of femininity being something which is to be punished actually has been quite prevalent in my life, and also with my ancestors.
I really feel
So
that. Yeah.
yeah. And my initiation into exploring this question came from, an illness. So I was diagnosed with cervical cancer when I was 26. And suddenly, I realized I had a cervix in the womb and ovaries. And that journey brought me into this inquiry, which I'm still inquiring about what femininity means to me. And I guess when I talk about femininity or teach about femininity, I like to talk about, our physiology, the physiology of a woman's body. And if you look at our physiology and how it's different from men, I think that it says a lot. So we have a womb, we have a yoni, we have a cervix, we have these 5 external organs, 5 internal organs, we have breasts. And each of these organs, I feel, or our body of physiology reflects this amazing gift of being born a woman and being born female. Yeah.
I
We
love that.
we have this incredible power of creativity, of life, of birth, of gestation, of nourishment, of nurturing, of radiance, of being able to care for others, being able to care for ourselves, being able to love the world deeply, to heal the world, and being able to love and heal ourselves. We have the entire essence of, life and the void as well within us. And through this connection of, I don't know, it's like microcosm, and you know, what's in us is outside of us as well. So
Yeah.
um
I want to
yeah,
pause you there for a second
yeah.
because it's all really profound, and you actually answered the second question with the first one. So that's perfect, because I was going to say, like, what's been the journey that led you to get to this information? So it sounds like it's been literally an ancestral and lifelong journey for you. And what's feminine for you, the femininity piece, has a lot to do with coming back to the body and discovering the body, especially like the most feminine aspects of a body, like having a uterus and a cervix, etc. So, and I get that there's, you know, some sensitive elements to that too. Is that what I'm hearing?
What do you mean sensitive
Like there's
elements?
energetic elements to femininity that you're, that's what I'm, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are, you know, holistic kind of, you know, beings, multidimensional beings. So as we connect to our physiology as a template for rediscovering or understanding who we are, our physiology contains, you know, emotions and energy and you know, cosmic, um yeah, it's cosmic too.
I
So
love
there
it.
are all these different layers from the microcosm to the
Yeah.
macrocosm. Yeah.
So let's zoom in.
Yeah.
There's a question that I've been asking everyone in this interview series. It's an important question because right now there's so much divisive conversation and discussions around kind of the not so nice aspects of masculinity and the exalted aspects of femininity. And there's this big thing going on in the world around masculinity and femininity and all of that. But what I'm interested in, because you have almost the opposite, where the feminine was regarded as not so great and the masculine was exalted. So what I'm curious about, whatever the orientation, what's next for us, Atira? Like, what do you feel that the viewers need to really pay attention to so that we start moving into a more harmonious dynamics with both our inner masculine, feminine, and what we meet in the external world?
Oh, I'm so happy that you asked me this question, Saida, because it's something I'm super passionate about. I believe that in order for the world to heal, which is what we are getting to, it is always a balance that we need both the masculine and the feminine to both rise up. And what I see in the world and is that because there has been so much trauma, you know, in the feminine with this inequality and discrimination and violence, that, you know, men are really being attacked, and I think that in order to heal, we need to support each other. You know, we really need to support each other to heal. Like, you know, the men need to support women to empower and to heal their wounds, but women need to do the same as well, because we can't heal without each other. You know, we're not just women. We're actually on this planet. We are men and women. We are the masculine and the feminine. So if one tips over, then the homeostasis of life, it doesn't work, you know, and vice versa. So I truly believe that in order for the planet to live wholeheartedly in love and freedom, we need both. And I
I
see
agree.
that, you know, I see that in the work that I do with women, you know, I see that in the work that, you know, yeah, in just life, that we need each other. So the more we kind of, I think, criticize or judge or, you know, I don't know, when we're not compassionate towards the other gender, whether it's men towards women or women towards men, it just creates a lot of separation and it creates more pain. Yeah. But I
I agree.
understand this, you know, well, you did this and you did that, you know, it's like this kind of like repressed collective anger, and which stems out from the years, like, you know, cumulative experiences of trauma of the feminine, where, you know, when I work with individual women that have been through trauma, there is a certain kind of point in their healing where they have to kind of own this rage response. Yeah. And it's the rage response that defreezes them in a way. So I feel that but then you have to get over the rage response and move into integration. Yeah. So it's
Right.
just
So
stopping it. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. So I just want to make sure the viewers really hear what you're saying because it's important. So stop being divisive, look to each other. Let's be inclusive of everyone. We're in this together. It's called humanity and evolutionary humanity. And in the realm of the women with all the trauma, it's natural to feel rage and anger. And it's important to actually allow ourselves to move through that particular phase of the healing, but there's more to it post that. We've got to allow that to immerse. And then after that, there's, as you said, an integration. And I always call that wound to power. And I think that that's similar to the work that you're doing. Is there any final thoughts you might have for the viewers just around this topic?
I would like to finish by saying that, yeah, that the path, I really, it's my wish, my deep wish for all women and men actually on the planet to be able to help each other, to support each other, to find that wholehearted love and freedom within themselves and in each other. And for that to happen, we need to be able to soften, and we need to be able to soften and to come into our vulnerability and create safer spaces for that vulnerability to emerge in both men and women. So
Yeah.
I think that the more that we can soften, not soften in a kind of like a passive kind of disempowered way, but soften in a way where we can truly drop into our hearts and wombs to hold whatever is arising, even though if it's painful or if it's challenging, to have those kind of courageous conversations. And then through that, creating safety for both parties, I really truly believe that we can create a safer and better world for each gender. So that, yeah, as you said, it's humanity. We're uplifting humanity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that we're all being invited right now to grow up, to do the work, to show up, to get curious, to lean in. These are all the invitations of these times. I am so honored and grateful, Atira. Thank you so much to dial in all the way from halfway across the planet. For the viewers who are watching right now, please stay tuned. I do have a little invitation for you. You're invited to join this amazing conversation. Soon I'll be doing a training, Redefining Feminine Power, and I want you to be there. So click the link that comes with this video, join. Just for joining, I will be giving you a free downloadable gift, so definitely watch out for that. And if you can't make it at the time that the training is happening, don't worry. Because you've signed up, we'll make sure you get the replay, all right? So all you need to do is just click on the link, join the conversation, and let's redefine feminine power together.